Hi and welcome to this video in which we will cover the influence diagram and its use in decision making and risk analysis. In the last video, we discussed the decision tree and we talked about its limitations. One of the limitations of the decision tree is that it can't be scaled. Just adding another alternative to your decision tree means multiplying the number of branches in that model. So accordingly, the decision tree creation can be really time consuming and updating it later can be challenging. On the other side, the influence diagram solves this problem. It's a simplified map of a decision problem. Instead of showing every possible path, we show the relationships between the important elements of that situation. Now let's look at a simple example. Let's imagine that you are managing a construction project. By looking at the main elements of the project, we notice that we have the work duration, the quality of work, the manpower, equipment, materials. And the goal is to minimize cost or to avoid extra spending on the project. What we do is that we look at the influence path. So, looking at each element and what other elements are impacted by it. Work duration, if it extends, that will result in the need for more manpower for longer durations, right? More man hour. Equipment, more equipment rental or equipment utilization. Quality affects the materials. And all these manpower, equipment, and materials directly affects the cost. Now we will start looking at the different risks that can impact the project. Let's think of a simple risk, which is harsh weather. If this happened, that would affect the work duration by delays, adding delays and work stoppages, which will impact manpower and equipment and cost accordingly. Another risk would be suppliers delay. If this happen, materials will be impacted and the work duration will be impacted, and then manpower and equipment. Another risk is design errors. If design errors happen, that will affect the quality, result in rework, which will accordingly extend the duration of the project. After the materials have been installed, if you need to do rework, maybe the installed materials are not usable anymore and you need different materials. So materials will be also impacted. Then the next level of building the influence diagram will be to look at the level of influence between these. So in this scenario, we will not dig into the numbers and the mathematics behind it, but just by looking at this simple map, we can use it to rank our risks. You can see that some risks affect more elements and will result in more impact on the cost than others. Accordingly, we can use it in the risk analysis. That was a simple demonstration for how powerful the influence diagram and how simple it is. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and I will think of creating another example but with quantifications so that we can see also how we can use it in a mathematical model to make decisions. That ends our video for today. Thanks for watching.